Today, I've got two dishes for you, and we're going to be doing a seared chicken breast with braised beet greens. And we're going to start with actually the longest part of the cooking process, braising. Really simple. I'm just going to go ahead and chop up these leftover beet greens. A lot of people don't know what to do with beet greens, but when you cook them down, they turn into a really delicious dish. I'll do a little bit of sliced garlic too. Braising is a pretty simple technique. All it really takes is a pot, some liquid, some good ingredients. We're going to start off with a little bit of this garlic and a little bit of onion to build some flavor. So on the back burner, I've got my pot getting nice and hot. It's important to have a nice hot pot before you add your vegetables so nothing sticks, which I think a lot of people don't know, but that's like a little culinary tip 101 right there. Add just a little bit. That smoke means my pan is nice and hot. So what I'm looking for right now is just a little bit of color in that onion. That little bit of color is actually the sugars caramelizing and adding a little bit of depth of flavor, which is really, really important. You can already see a little bit of color. So with these greens, I'm going to add a little bit of red wine vinegar. Just like leave those greens going, let that water reduce until it just looks nice and thick and just delicious. Salt, pepper, two super important ingredients to making food taste good. Two nice chicken breasts. Before searing them off, season. A little salt. These ones are thicker, so we're going to have them finish in the oven. Don't forget to get both sides. And you can do this dish with any meat, honestly, or no meat at all. When you sear anything, you need to have a hot pan. No questions asked. If you don't have a hot pan, you're going to have your piece of meat sticking to it, and that's the last thing you want. Then you're going to be ripping it off the pan, or it's going to burn. So like I said, hot pan. This is a commercial range, so I've got a really strong fire under this pan. It won't take me very long, but at home you just might have to be a little more patient to wait for your pan to get hot. Breast, just straight down, gently away from you. You know the searing is done once the piece of meat can move again. So I move this pan around, I'm like, oh yeah, it's moving around, no problem. I could just go ahead and lift, check. It's got a light color, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it, get it a nice deep color. While that's searing off, I'm going to grab that one special ingredient that we don't usually associate with healthy eating, but we do associate with good flavors, which is butter. Alright, take another look. Oh, see, now we're getting some real color. Flip that right over. Flip that right over. I go ahead and I add just a little bit of butter right on top to both of my breasts. This is going to eventually help develop a little bit more color, and again, it's going to add just a little bit more flavor. I take that pan and I'm just going to toss that straight into the oven. So part of the second dish that we're doing is going to be a little sauce. I think that's always nice to make yourself just a little sauce with the pan juices that you get from cooking your piece of meat. The one that I'm going to do is just a reduction-based sauce, meaning that we're just going to reduce it down, and it's going to be tomato-based. So I'm just going to cut this up. So dice it. You might be wondering, how the hell do I know when this nice big piece of chicken breast is done or not, right? Well, it's pretty simple. What you're looking for is when you touch the breast, it should be firm, it should have a good spring back, it should have no give at all. You see at the bottom I've got these nice juices. We're going to go ahead and let these rest for a while, cool off, and what this does, letting the meat rest, is let it be juicier. So it's going to actually have moisture to it. You're not going to have a dry, lame piece of chicken. I'm going to let that cook down. The tomato's going to release all its flavor. The garlic's going to release all that flavor. And when I have almost no more liquid left, I'm going to add some butter and some salt and pepper. And that's going to finish what we call a reduction-based sauce. Like I said earlier, I think this meal is going to be pretty good with some bread. So I'm going to go ahead and grill up 2 pieces of bread. We've got a nice braised beet greens with grilled bread, a little pan seared chicken breast and a reduction-based tomato sauce. If this ain't healthy, guys, I honestly don't know what is. Enjoy.